Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Today we will be doing our finished pages for the month of January. I hope you all are getting ready, having a nice day. What I would recommend is that you grab something to drink before we get started, like a coffee, a tea, maybe iced tea, or something like water, because we're going to be here for a while. It came up to about, I think, what did it come up to in my Excel sheet? How many in my Excel sheet? I have an Excel sheet that tells me exactly how many pictures I did. I did, according to this, 57 books, 3 PDFs, 79 pictures in total, according to my Excel sheet. That's how many we did. So hello to the 4 people. So we're going to start off with the PDFs that we did this month. So this first one comes from a brand new artist. This one comes from Desi Georgie F. She is known as Digital Morning on Etsy, and I did this basically with markers. I think I did this with my Cali Arts and my Copics. The highs I definitely did with the Copic marker, but I did the white with the white pencil. There is some white in here that I did with the pencil, so you can tell that my marker started to dry out a little bit in this, so I did that. Now the next one was a freebie from Demeter Victoria. I did this with markers, but my markers started to go kind of crazy on this paper. And shortly after I printed this one, what happened was my printer had died on me, my old printer. So I got a new printer this month. Some of you may have seen it, the HP. I went with one of the newer models. So that was a freebie that Demeter Victoria gave. Now, she came out with a new book shortly after, a week after this image release. She came out with a book called Victorian Fashion. So this image was kind of used to promote the book in a way. Now, this next one came from Beauty Inspirations, which is a Mariola Budek one. We also did this with Cali Arts and Copics. And the white I did with a polychromo. So, and I wrote down when I finished it. 01/15/2021 is what the name that I did. Now this is brand new. I haven't even released the photo to Instagram yet. So, and I just finished it this morning, this picture. So it showed up in this is called Anime Doodle Girls by Jenny Luan. A lot of you don't remember this book because it's one of my older books that I don't really color from too often. But there's like 3 pages that got messed up because of the Arteza Everblind markers in it. So eventually when I get to coloring those pictures, I probably color them darker. So I used I used a lot of my Cali Arts for this. I started this one off in pencil and then I went over it with marker just to get the heart correct. So, and I finished it today. So this was like my last picture for January. I really like her girls. They have nice big eyes and you can color them a lot of different ways. And then I put some white. I colored this with white. I didn't do a background because I just felt like it didn't need any background. I used a lot of blues, reds, browns, greens in this. So that's what I used for that. Don't worry, guys. I'm just putting like we've already gone to over there. So yes, hi Kim. How are you? You all know that I have a love affair with Molly Harrison. It seems my favorite illustrators right now are Molly Harrison, the Color in Heaven magazines, Demeter Victoria seem to be my favorite. Hi, Andrea. We're going through my finished pages. So, and I did this one last night. I didn't do a background because I just feel like sometimes if you do backgrounds, it takes away from the picture. So I did this in Pentel Sparkle Pop, the frame, but everything else was markers, and these little blue ones were Pentel Sparkle Pop. I know what I use pretty much most of the time because that's what I like to use. Whimsy Girls Celebrate the Holidays and Festive Occasions coloring book by Hannah Lynn. You all know that I like this book too. So I did this one. Colored this one, which is the graduation. And what happened? Funny little story happened with the image behind it. I accidentally forgot to put a blotter page behind it. So then I had to do this one and fix this one. Yeah, dumb me, forgot to do that. The marker dried up, so I didn't even bother fixing it. I should have fixed it. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but off camera, it does look messy. So those were the two I did in that. Now, this is a funny little book because I keep coloring in this. I keep being brought back to this book because I keep seeing everybody else coloring this book. So I end up, what did I do in this one? 5 pictures in this one this month. So you guys all know this is also a book that I probably will be finishing this year because I seem to do more than 2 pictures every month in it. So I usually, I mostly use markers and gel pens. I haven't tried, I could use colored pencils, but I just think that markers come out so much better in this book, Rose Window. So this is done with, this one is done with Cali Art markers and Touch Micro markers. This one is definitely done with the Touch Micro because I was trying to do run out of the darker colors. So this was done with the Touch Micros because I was trying to use up the darker colors in that one. This one happens to be one of my favorites that I did because I used a couple of different color combinations. The idea was not to repeat colors in it. But I ended up liking the yellow and brown so much that I wanted to do that. And that the same to make it look kind of similar in the background. So that's what I did with that one. This one I did with Pentel. No, not Pentel. This was the colored gel pens on the border here. And in the circle was that. So that's what I did with that. Everybody likes that. I love this book. I do like so many pictures. And this was the new one that you guys saw on Instagram. I posted this one on Instagram. I finished this one last night as well. So I was happy about that. Now we go into the Color in Heaven books. Not the Creative Haven ones. I have quite a collection now of the Color in Heaven. Country Girl, Misty. So you guys all know that we did a lot of these books. Where's my Creatures of the Night special? I know I had a Creatures of the Night special. One here. Trying to keep them all together, but it doesn't look like that's possible with me. There's supposed to be a Creatures of the Night special that I did. I'm pretty sure I had it somewhere. Ah, here it is. No, because I know what I got. Yeah, the thing is that I know what I colored in. At the end of each month, I take them off and then I put them on a little board, and I reuse the tabs when after I do this video. That's what I do with them. So this is Creatures of the Night special. We did this one on camera. This one is Mother of Dragons. I didn't exactly make her look like Daenerys Stormgarden, which was what I was trying to do. So that didn't exactly come out 100% like Daenerys from Game of Thrones. When I saw the name of the image, I put Mother of Dragons, Game of Thrones. Come on, you all think that. Fairies Compendium by Color in Heaven. I didn't take them out because I take them out at the end when I do the monthly tabs. So this one is Fairies Compendium. This image is from Lindsay Archer. So when you look at it like this, she looks like she's sleeping. I wanted it to be light, and I shouldn't have used this color I should have used another color to do it at nighttime. I should have used the purple or black image to bring out the imaging more in it. That was my mistake, to use a blue. So that's what I did in that one. Chibi, Color in Heaven collection, Chibi. We all know this one because this is the one we did yesterday. And Grace used New Medium. Now you see why Grace put a piece of volume in this, because of the pastels, and I didn't put fixative on. I don't like putting fixative on in the house. And I used my Langnol and Nickel pastels for this, for the clouds, and then everything else was markers and gel pens. So that's what we did there. I just keep this in there because whenever you use pastels, they tend to sometimes have a tendency to get on everything else. So that's why I have the paper there. This we also did on camera. Mermaid Special by Anastasia Elico de Riva. Now, if you have her other books, you almost 80% of the pictures that are in this book are from her other books that I have. I think there may be like 4 or 5 pictures that I don't have, but that's only because I don't have those books. So keep that in mind. And this is what we did with markers. I think we did this with the sprays, if I'm not mistaken. Did we do these with the sprays? I'm pretty sure we did these with my sprays. The Calendar 2020. Now, this is a book that I'm trying to finish this year, so we'll see how many I actually finished this year. So this is the Easter one that we finished. We finally finished this Kanuko Agusa one. I'm very happy that I finished that one. But these are the 2 that I'm working on. It's actually going to be a whip thing too. This is one. No. I'm going to show you guys what I'm working on. I'm working on this one. Been working on this for like forever. I've been working on this one like for a while now. So the only things that I did was the ocean. I did this to the last night. Then I'm also working on this one. I haven't done the dragon one yet. Is this one in September, the storm one. This is the other one that I'm working on right now. This was done with some Holbein pastels, Prismacolor, and the Color pencils is what I've used so far on this. I remember that because that's what I'm working on in that. So that's what I've been working on in that. So those were the Color in Heavens. Try to keep certain things together. I was trying to organize this a little better than I have organized it, but you know, doesn't always work out that way. Next pile. Mandela Girls coloring book by Grazia Salvo. Now, this is Grazia Salvo's new one. This is not the hardcover one that you get on Etsy. What is that one? Wild Soul, I think it is the name of that hardcover. I don't have that one. So, wow, a lot of you in here today. So, this is the one that I did with the blonde hair. And this is also a Color Your Hoard one. You know, if you guys don't know what Color Your Hoard, it's Lovella and Kylara's challenge. So they have a thing where if you haven't colored a page in a book, you can color it. And then it's like that. And then you get that book off the list of being uncolored. So it's basically for us to color any of our books that are uncolored. So you could have works in progress. And this is Sally Berry. And I did this one. It was easy. I do this book just because it has lots of big images and it's, you know, just something fun to do and something different to do. The thing about this is a little bit more on the pricey side, but that's because the paper is very much like that Christine Karen book. So it worked better for Marcus. Some books do work better for Marcus. Then this is the fashion coloring book for adults, color by number by Color Crestopia. Who would think that I would get into color by number books? So this is this one. And I did this. This is a Color Your Hoard one because it's the first one that I've ever done in it. So I did this, but see, this is the colors in it, but it doesn't always, I like them, and I'll tell you right now that I like them better on a black background than a plain background for the color by number ones. Lacey Sunshine's Greatest Hit, Shades of Gray. This is the grayscale coloring book. Basically, every image in this is grayscale. So it's all the shading is done for you. So, and I like Heather Valentine's Lacey Sunshine Girl. So I did this one with the piano and the pink dress. I don't remember why, but I just love pianos, dark brown pianos. You guys can't really see it, but that's the thing that came with that one. And I used markers with this one. So that's that one. And of course, adorableness had to ensue. I was getting an itch for Baby Yoda, or Baby Grogu now as he's known. Grogu was formerly known as the child or Baby Yoda in Mandalorian. So when we got his name, he became Grogu, but he's still Baby Yoda to me. So I like sometimes just to color something cute and fun. I thought this was funny. Too cute I am. I did that. I'm still learning the green for this. Baby Yoda. Then there came Spellbinding Images by Nikki Burnett, the Beginner's Edition, Volume 3. I had Volume 2. I finished Volume 2, so I was very proud of that when I finished that. So I went on and got Volume 3. So that's where I got that one from. And I did. For some reason, when I tried to take a picture, it didn't come out as well. I did this one with markers. Everybody loves Yoda, don't they? Isn't he adorable? I hope we get to see him in season 3, but I'm not like, I'm thinking maybe we'll see him, maybe we won't see him. So, well, depends if we get to see him or not. So I thought this one was great. I like this one a lot. This one is, the paper is really, if you get these Nikki Burnett paper, books, the ones that are the grayscale beginner's edition, I highly recommend using markers on this paper because pencils, it eats up the pencils like crazy. It likes markers. Markers do a better job on this paper. For whatever reason, paper is glossier and they just work better with markers. Jade Summer, Fairies Grayscale. I had forgotten I had done this one. Must have been very early in the month that I did this one. And I get to do these again if I didn't like the way the first one came out. So next time I have to make the scroll more gray. I realized that. So I did the fairy well. I just didn't like anything else that I did. Because the markers kept drying out on me, so I kept having to go into different sets. So that's what happened there. Kawaii Girls. Now, I only did one picture in this, and this is a Color Your Hoard book, Color Your Hoard one as well. And of course, you guys know that I have a thing for cute little mermaids. I like cutesy wootsy. That is really cute. Is she not cute? So I've decided to do it today. So because I'm going to be probably cleaning. What happened yesterday was I was supposed to stream, and then, you know, I went out to get some stuff. And then when I came back, because it was like so cold out that it was like a crunch. It was like I couldn't move my back at all. It was like all of a sudden my back was stiff, but it was like almost 20-something degrees yesterday. So this is Fairy and Fantasy Grayscale Coloring Book, Christine Karen. Now, we did these on live stream. This is her new one, Christine Karen. I love Christine Karen. She even has an Etsy store. So we did this one on stream. We also did this one on stream. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on this one. You know, it's funny. Her hair's brown, but when you take the picture, it comes out looking red like this, and it's really like a brownish. It's like a brown. It's brown, but for whatever reason, this really does do a lot. You know, and that was supposed to be the coffee, so it's called Cup of Warmth. So that is that. So let me take out another pile. Oh, look, the spirals. So we'll do the big book here. This is called Big Fantasy Coloring Book in Grayscale. This is a really nice book. It has 100 illustrations, and I've colored quite a few things in this book. So this I did in marker and colored pencil. See, this looks blue on camera, but in the thing it looks like a green blue. So it looks very different in real life. Sometimes pictures don't look anything like they do on camera. So this looks very interesting on camera. And then you can tell I used the Pentel Sparkle Pop to outline the border. Now you guys know that I have a thing for mermaids. I love mermaids. Fantasy Coloring Book in Grayscale. This is the special artist edition of the coloring book by Molly Harrison. Yeah, I have a thing for Molly Harrison. You probably have guessed. There's this one, the pink and orange girl. The blonde and pink with an orange fully background. I was trying to do it in 4 colors, and it didn't actually come out as well as I thought it should come out. And then I did this one. This one I liked a lot more. I liked how this one was much easier to do. But the way I did the dots with gel pens. I did this with the dots were colored gel pens. This was Pentel Sparkle Pop, the border. Everything else was markers, but it was different markers. This was a Copic. The hair was a Cali art. The tail was a Touch Mica. I color quicker on camera, believe it or not, than off camera. Actually, off camera can take me longer. It depends if I'm coloring with pencil or marker. Because when you color with marker, you're going to color faster. When you color in with pencil, you're going to take longer. Depending if you want to layer, shade, or blend. Even if you're straight coloring, pencil will take longer. But that's just me personally. So that was 2. I had forgotten that I had done 2 in this. Easter Bliss. I colored this one, which is Hello Spring. This is by Jennifer Stay. And this is what I don't like about the Arteza Everblends. Like, I can tell that I did this page with Arteza Everblends because I still have the yellow in here. This is what I don't like about the Arteza Everblends. Even though I no longer have those markers, I can still tell that that was why I got rid of them. So I did all that. And then I did this one, Spring Showers Bring Flowers. I did this one too. So I like the Easter one. So I'm filling in the gaps of these Color and Bliss ones because I want to finish them. I'm probably not going to keep the Easter and the Valentine's Day one because of space consumption. So as you can tell, I also cleaned off my pad. So this is Valentine's Bliss Volume 1 by Jennifer Stay. Now, Jennifer Stay has a website where you can order her books at coloringbliss.com. She even gives you the chance to custom make a book. So she'll give you like 20 pages free, but then if you want more than 20-something pages, you have to pay for them. So just keep that in mind. But she gives a wide selection of stuff on her website. She also is a YouTuber, and she has some great. I will say this about her: she does give some really good tips. I have actually used her tips, and they've made me a better colorist. This one is done with markers and gel pens. You know, when you start a project, you stop it, you start it. It's like this was the stop and start page for me in this book. So then I did this one with gel pen and marker. I used my Color gel pens. I used my Pentels and Cali Arts with this one. Some things you know you use stuff. Then I did this one. This was also another start, stop one. Start, stop, start, stop. So I was glad I finished this one because this one was a long project to do. So start, stop, start. That's what I call it. Color It books. It was somewhat organized. Yes, I did somewhat organize this. This is Fashion Through the Ages adult coloring book. I wasn't sure if it was decades or ages. So we did this one, this little girl. Some of you may have seen her on Instagram. There we go. We can make it higher. So you guys get the full view of that. I did this with, I don't remember what I did with this with. I know I did it with markers, but you know, when you have a lot of markers, you tend to sometimes forget what you're using. There's some really nice stuff in here. This one I did with the Color It gel pens, Cali Arts, Copics, Touch Micers. So those are what I did in that one. I think this is one of the books that I want to complete this year. This is called Blissful Scenes, Volume 2. I think I did 2 in this one. I did this one. Just thought that the girl reminded me of myself with the book. And the cat, I was like, okay, this is going to be like a Kenji cat, an orange tabby. You know, I had an orange tabby growing up. I also had a calico growing up. So, and then I did this one. I should say I finished this one. I actually started this one a long time ago and I had forgotten about it and I never finished it. So I went back and I decided to finish it. I think I finished it up with Cali Art markers and Copics. So that's what I did with that one. Mandalas Volume 3. I think we did this one on camera. If I'm not, no, I did not do this one on camera. There was another one that I did on camera, but I don't see the tag for it. So, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we did a mandalas on camera. Did we do one from this book? No, we did one from this book. My mistake. That was Volume 2. This is the one we did on camera. Yeah, this was the one that we did on live stream. I'm sorry about that, guys. You know, when you do so many pictures, sometimes you think, did I do that one on live or did I not do that one on live? So we did that one. We did this one with gel pens and markers. You know, I like, now I'm going to say something about gel pens and markers here. I've not, honest to God, I've not tried the Color It markers yet, so I don't have them. But I do have the Color It gel pens, and the Color It gel pens work very well on their paper, on the Color It paper, because it's their company. So I think they make those with the mind that they are going to have to, people would like to use that product on their own paper. So this is the next set of books. This is 50 Beautiful Mandalas by Dejap. I did this one. I wanted to do it in light colors, and then I was like, okay, what am I going to do about that? As you can see, these are very glossy. I'm not really sure which gel pens these are because they're not the Colourette gel pens. I know that. They might be the Sparkle Pops, but I doubt very much they're the Sparkle Pops. So I can't remember what gel pens they were. I had another set of gel pens, but they dried up. So they're probably the Artisas or the Tamnits. And I got rid of the Artisas because the Artisas were just driving me crazy and they weren't coming out very well. This one is Portrait by Pink Label. Now Pink Label has a lot and lots of books. So this is Pink Label. That one. This is Surreal Fantasy by Akiku. Now, this one came across because I was reorganizing it. And sometimes when you reorganize, something will come out and you're like, oh, what is that came out? And so I did this one because I wanted to try and see how much better I got in a grayscale. Now, this one is a grayscale book. This one was enabled by, this book was enabled by A Colorful Life. So I used markers on that one. This one is just meant to be cute and fun and just something to do when I want something simple to color. This is called Kawaii Girl Fashion. You know, for a while I didn't touch this book. You know, I didn't touch it for like the longest time because I had messed up the first picture in the book. So I was like, no. And then I went back to the book and decided to fix it. Like, I like this book because it's just simple pictures. There's not a lot left for me to, there's a few pictures left to do in this book. So I might be finishing this book quicker than I thought I was going to finish it. There's not a lot of pages in it. And what I like is that she does something like this with other stuff. This is by Sweet Kawaii, I think is the name of the company that does that. Now, I wish I had known that this company, Ava Brown, was coming out with the grayscale version of it because I would have waited for the grayscale had I known that they were going to do a grayscale version of this book. But the pictures are still nice and line art. So I did this one. The skin got messed up, so I had to go over this with a pencil, like on camera. It comes out beautifully looking smooth, but it's not in real life. So I don't know why sometimes they come out looking very different on camera. Now, this is a brand new book. This is called Mermaids by Carol Calm. I actually found out about this illustrator through Instagram. And here's the first page that I did. And I did this for Color Your Horde. Yeah, Color Your Horde, another Color Your Horde. I find a lot of things through Instagram, guys. So, but I'm sure Michelle would like to see some more of this. And this book is very, very affordable, and it gives you 2 copies of the images in it. So you get 2 copies of each image in it. So just thing to think about. And of course, we did these 2 on stream. You guys know we did finish this one this month. This is Kirby. You guys know that I did this with I did this with Crayolas. I think we finished this off with something else too. Then we did this one, the books in the library with my 2 new sets. I think, what did we use? The Color and the new Star Joys. I remember that because we were doing that way. Erie's new book, Fairy Tale Around the World. Now, next month we'll be using this, and we will be using some of the Fabiana books. Yes, I'm going to bring out my Fabiana books next month. Yeah, it's Fairy Tale month, so, you know, the Fabiana books fit that really, really well. So we did this one. We did this one mostly on stream, but I finished it off camera. So this one we started on live stream, but we never finished it, so that's the Erie Around the World. Fairy Tale is what it's called. Around the World Fairy Tale is what the book translates to. But people have given it different names, so. I do a lot of books on camera. I realized that. Color and Chicks Grayscale Coloring, book by Doria A. Cash. Why can I not pronounce this woman's last name? I tell you, sometimes their names are hard to pronounce. But she's known as Doria Draws on Etsy. So we did this one. This is the one that we did. Because I was trying to do that one. I don't think I did any other one. I'm just double checking. I tell you, this grayscale book is like a gem to color on, especially if you use markers. This paper just really enjoys markers. So. Intricate Flowers. I'm trying to do 1 or 2 pictures every month in this. I'm kind of like, even though this wasn't on my list of 10 books to finish this year, I think if I do 1 or 2 books every month, I'll be okay. I did this one. This was the first one I did this month. I really like the reds and greens and a little bit of purples. I should have used more purples in this, but I think using the purples enough as it was a nice way to accent the reds in the flowers. And then I did orange, yellow, and green because I don't normally use my orange, yellows, and greens in this way. So I was just thinking, well, I can use different colors for that. Kawaii Christmas. Yes, I had one left over that I did from Kawaii Christmas. And I did this one. And I know this is the one that Andrea liked. Andrea liked this one. Oh, that's really good. How is your father doing? Is he home yet, or is he coming home next week? Michelle, I meant to ask you that. So, I like this blue. The blue was different, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because this was like a purple. It's coming out like it's a dark blue, but it's really a purple. Oh, he comes home Tuesday. That's good. So this was like the only thing I did in it because it was still like winter. So I could get away for that. So that's why I did that. Oh, that's nice. You cook up that stuff for the family. Blackpink by Queasy Art. This is another one that I do just because I like the pictures in it. And I did this one, and I messed up the skin tone on this one. That's okay. Air fryers are good. Making nice food is good, too. Stuff that they like. Queasy Art by Blackpink. I did that one with Marcus, but I don't remember what I did with that one. The Deborah Mueller books. Rock and Roll Girls by Deborah Mueller. I think this one was a first one that I did. Yeah, this was a Color Your Hoard one. You all know that I really like Deborah Mueller books. Like, I like her more modern stuff. I don't like her older. I like her older stuff, but I like more of the portrait stuff that she's doing now. I like her newer style better. Not to say that her old style was bad. It's just sometimes you like a certain way that they color. Magical Mermaids. We did this one. I have not posted it online, but I did take a picture of it. I just didn't like the way that it came out. That was just, sometimes you don't like something. It just doesn't work. For whatever reason, I did not like the way this worked. Excuse me. Well, I put these. In piles. That's what happens when the pile. I just didn't like it, that one. For whatever reason, I just didn't like that one. This one is called The Bad Fairies by Deborah Mueller. This is another one that I didn't like the way the skin came out. I just didn't like the way the skin came out on her hand here. That's just a skin issue I had with it. All Demeter Victoria in this pile. Yes, this is all Demeter Victoria. Oh, that's nice. John and Patty are your son and daughter-in-law, I believe, or is it your daughter and son-in-law? This is Charmer Beauty. I did 3 in this. I did this blonde with the red. Okay, it is your son and daughter. That's air fryers make good food. From what I have, I don't have an air fryer. So then we did this one. Kind of was going for a stained glass look in the behind the thing. I don't think I accomplished that very well. The background. Then I did this one. A lot of you saw this today. I posted this one today on Instagram. I didn't do a background. I just colored what was in the picture and just decided to do that. I really like the way my skin tone came out. Didn't come out too messy. Normally my skin tone always comes out messy. So I was glad to see that it didn't come out as messy as it normally does. Flowery Beauties. This is a light grayscale one, which I used this one. Love this one. Looks like she's sleeping on a bed of roses. Beautiful Woman. Did this one. My Little Elf Girl. I decided that I wanted to do something a little different with my skin tone, and I was actually what we call experimenting with my skin tone. You know, I'm trying to do other skin tones other than the Caucasian one, so I want to try different things with my skin tones. So that book gave me that opportunity. Classy Princessa. I think this is one of the books I do want to finish. I like this one. I wanted something simple, easy, minimalist, and I only used, I think, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors in it. I think that was the 5-color challenge. I think I have, what do I have in this first one to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4 more pictures to do in this book for the first part, and then I get to do the pictures all over again. So only these 4. So I only have 4 left in Classy Princessa to do in the first half, and then I can do them again, but I can do them differently if I want to. Let's say if I want to do them in pencil, I can do because I did the first half in marker. Now, someone said to me that there's a challenge going on. I don't know who's doing it, but there's a challenge on one of the things where if you color the first half of your book marker, you have to color the second half in pencil. But somebody's doing this, and I forget what the hashtag is for this challenge. And this is Positive Affirmations by Demeter Victoria. And I say I will fill my everyday life with love and joy. And I did this with markers. Hi, Danielle. So I did this one with markers. This is the Demeter Victoria section. And my new light pad comes tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. This one I did is called Winter Aesthetic. Now this one got, I would like to thank Miss Demeter Victoria herself. She actually blasted it out on her Instagram and put it on a Facebook group that she now has, which I'm now a member of, by the way. Demeter Victoria has a Facebook group. I did not know she had a Facebook group until she told me. So she blasted this out on her Instagram, this picture. So I was really happy with that. So this was the picture that got blasted, and I was like kind of surprised by how many people actually liked it when it got posted on Instagram. So it was probably my most liked picture this month. Relaxing Mandalas. We did this one with markers. I can't remember which markers I used. Probably the Touch Micers. Love is Everywhere by Demeter Victoria. This is her one of her newer ones. I did this one. This one can be considered color your hoard as well. So I did it in Valentine's Day card. I didn't make the angels the same hair color because I just wanted to differentiate them a little bit. So that's why I made the other angel with brunette rather than blondes. So this has some really cute little pictures in it. And I like that it's a Valentine's Day book too. So you could do this with the horses. Oh, that's nice. Then we get Fantastic Beauties by Demeter Victoria. I think, what is this, book 3? Yeah, this is book 3. And we did this one, and I think I posted this one yesterday. I was like really happy with it. So I did that. I showed you the PDFs, right? Yes, another pile. Adorable Portraits by Pink Labelle. Now, this is supposed to be an easy coloring book, so I got it because the images are really cute, but also all the images in this are really, really cute, and they're like easy to color. They're not a lot of work, so if you guys want something simple and big, like look at how big these tulips are. I like that these are nice and big, and you don't have to go like be super intricate with the books. I think that's really cute. This one is cute too. So you could do some cute work with these pictures in them. And usually in Pink Labelle, like in the Demeter Victoria, there's 2 copies of each image. So if you screw up one, you can do another one. This is a brand new book. This comes by Takuchi Art. Now, there's a hardcover version of this, but the hardcover is a lot of money for it. And the paper is different than the paper that they give you in the paperback version. It's just that the paperback was a lot less money. It's like half the price. So I did this one in markers. So it's like very grayscale, but if you look at this book, it very much reminds me of what's her name? Ikiko in Surreal Fantasy. Like, I like these pictures because they're really nice. Like, I like that one, and I think of Shirley Temple in that one. This one kind of reminds me of Grazier Salvo's book with the owl, or Anastasia Elikul Del Riva. Like this. Like, this is really nice grayscale. I always find the best. I find some interesting stuff. And one way you can find interesting books is go view your Instagram account, view other YouTubers' collections, because they may have books that you may never have heard of. There's a lot of people who have books that I'm like, I've never even seen this book, and I thought I had seen pretty much everything. There is one book on Instagram that I will not get because the book is just too. The book is really, really. We say adult coloring books, but then there's the books that are like really adult. So keep that in mind. There's some books I will not get because they may be a little less than what I would think. The best ways to find things is go on Facebook groups, Instagram, other YouTubers' channels. Look at what they have in their collections when they do their collection videos. Rotog Lady. We did this one on camera. This is a Chinese one. I got this a long time ago, so I got this a few years ago. So we did this one with several different brands of pencil. I was really happy to get this one done because I normally don't get to showcase the Chinese books on camera. And I was thinking maybe I should do that more often than not. I think it's important to showcase the books too that you don't get to see a lot. Serene. We did this one on camera. We all know that I love this book. This is probably when I got this book, this was probably my most expensive book ever at that time when I had gotten it. So I love the pictures in this book, and I would say this is what you call light grayscale. Like it is a grayscale book, but pencils work wonderfully. But I've also seen Dee Dee and a few other people on some of the more advanced channels do this, have watercolor with this book. So if you use watercolor, that's your choice because the paper is thick enough for it. Only thing, just be careful when you use wet mediums with any book. I've seen people use watercolor with it. The coloring book for grown-ups. I always seem to be doing a picture now out of this book. This is like one of those old, like one of my first books that I ever bought because it was like big and it was like this. And this has some pencil work in it. Some of the work that I've done in this book has pencils in it, where's the pencil? There's a good pencil one. I did this picture a long time ago. This is one of my earliest. I can tell this is one of my early works because I didn't really have a very good understanding of how to keep the line work smooth. And I can tell because I didn't do the water correctly in this either. So this is one of my older ones that I did a long time ago in that book. And that's before I learned how to do the thing. Magical Beauties Book 3. I think either one of the Magical Beauties books I want to finish. So I did this one. I finished this one. And this is an Atlantean noblewoman. So I made it dark and light in a way. Then I did this one. Moon Mother. A lot of you saw this and loved it. Thought it was really nice. This is a grayscale book, so I love the way the images come out because they start off like who's an image? Here's one. They start this off. This one I'm going to have a problem doing this one because I'm not very good at darker skin tones or like tan skin tones. So I'm probably going to view a tutorial on how to get that skin tone. I have to look at a Native American skin tone because I do want to do this at some point. I just need to learn how to do the skin tone, and then I'll feel better about it. So some pictures are a little more nerve-wracking because they're not like the other ones. Mermaids grayscale coloring book. I did 3 of them in here. Jade Summit. I have a thing for mermaids. So I finished this picture. I had this picture as a whip for a long time. So this should be considered a whip book. I had these for a long time as whips. This one is also a whip. So I finished it at long last. And then this was the only new one that I did. I had not started this one. So this was like the only new one. The other 2 mermaid ones were works in progress, as we call it, whips. Whips are works in progress. So then the next one that I have to do is this one. I got to figure out what I want to do with this one. You know, I always like to see what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to have this whip. There's a lot of whips in this book. I have this one. I need to fix this because this was a Copic color. Yeah, this is what happens when your Copics run dry. And this was before I had the refill, so. I don't have many to do on the first half of it, so. And then this is where the second half begins, so. I'm going to have to do the whole second half, but I don't know if I'm doing the second half in pencil since I did the first half of the book in marker. How many of you guys would like to see me do pencil in grayscale with this book? Or would you like to see me continue working with markers in it for the second half? Just an idea someone gave me. You could do the first half in marker and then the second half in pencil just to see how the pencils would work on grayscale. And then here's an old one. Now this is a very old book. Noel Craven used to have a website called Color of Calm book. And what happens is the Color of Calm adult coloring website is no longer there. You can get this book at Amazon and one other by her, but the rest of the books, I know at least several people who have several of these Percy and the coloring Percy, who's a little penguin. So these books are like, try and find him on every page if you can. So you see, I did this one in marker, and here's him, right here he is. The idea is to find him. And when you find him, it's always fun to find him. Because sometimes he's hiding and it's not easy to find him. So I did this one with markers. But you can tell this was the other one that I wanted to do this month. I wanted to do her, but I didn't get around to doing her. So that's why you see the board there. So I'm going to take the board out because I like to keep my blotted pages in one area. So I did that. Excuse me, there's a hardcover I'm looking for, but I don't see it. See, I always know when I have something else that's not in the pile because it was in my bag. So we finally finished this one. You guys remember this one. This is Fairy Touch of Martrick. We finally finished this one, even though we started it on camera. Then I wrote down when I finished it. I finished it on January 15, 2021. And then we're working on this one. I haven't finished it yet, so we'll see what happens with this one. Mythical Mermaids Color by Number. Now, there's a funny little story about this one. And, of course, I have a sheet. Finding all my blotters. This is Mythical Mermaids. It was the first Color by Number book I got before the Christmas one. But then Christmas came around, and I did this one. Now, what's funny is I started this off in colored pencil. And then I realized I could go quicker with markers. So as you can see, they give you a smaller chart here than they do there. So, and they change up the color chart for every picture. So keep that in mind. So they do that. So that is that. But what I did was I made the line black with black marker. The thing is that I don't like the white background. I like it with the black background more. That's just my personal opinion. So I did this one as a color your board, 2021. Now I have officially finished this book. This is Fairy Portraits coloring book. I have officially finished this book, and this was the last page that I did in this book, and it is done. This is the bonus section. I did this with markers and gel pens. I used the very last of my Arteza gel pens that did work. And this was the page that I kind of tested them to see if they would work or not. Well, all my Artezas did not work. Even the refills did not work. So we did that one as a finished page. GB Girls Color by Number. This is the anime Color by Number. So we did this one. And I didn't put black lines in it because I wanted to see what it would look like without the black lines. And I'm thinking, honest to God, that I would prefer having the black lines in it next time with a black pen or a black micron pen for it. So this is the chibis that I did there. Lovely Portrait, which I did 2 by Pink Label. We did this one. I wish to God I had not chosen this color. I should have chosen another color for the background. And then I did this one without no background. I was watching Night Stalker. Yeah, Netflix has a documentary series on that. Gothic Cuties by May Yu. She has a YouTube channel. So I saw this, and this is the one that I did. I didn't make it gothic enough, probably. Made it very sunny disposition, but gothic can mean many different things to many different people. Black and white pattern, 100 patterns. I believe this is by Sun Life. And I did this one with markers. I think we used the Touch Mica for the green, and I used the Cali Arts for this. Then I did Magical Beauties, Book 1 by Christina McAllister. We did this one. I think this is, what is it, Mistress of Mysteries, or what is this one? Oh. Fab Thorn. Fab Thorn is this one. Wasn't sure what I was doing with this one. So as you can tell, I have a thing for pink, purples, and reds and blues. Another Chibi Girls by April Amber. This one is the first one that I have finished in this book. I thought this was just for fun. I just did this for fun. Down to our last two books. This is Flash. This is a tattoo book by Chris Garver. I love this book because it has the paper is great for markers and gel pens. As you can tell, I use some, I'm not sure what I used for the gold, but maybe a Pentel Sparkle Pop, I'm thinking. And then for everything else, I did different marker colors. I think for the hair, I used the Touch Mica, but for the skin, I think I definitely used the Copic. The rose, I'm not exactly 100% sure what I did there. Most of the times I do remember what I do use. And finally, Alice in Wonderland by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. So I think this goes for the Alice along. And I did this one. My Alice is brunette. Okay, she is not blonde. My Alice is brunette in this book. In the Fabianas, she's blonde. In the Jade Summer, Alice in Wonderland, she's dark-haired. So, depending on which book it is, I keep the hair color pretty much the same. So you can tell that I do a lot of work with Alice. What's the other one that I did in this book? Here's another one that I did, but I never finished it. I still have to do Cheshire, and I'm not sure what color I'm going to do Cheshire. This isn't even my full collection, you mean. Then we did this one in both colored pencil and marker. This is one that I really liked how I did it. I have a few here. I think that's all I've done really in the book. I don't think I've done much in this book, even though it is an Alice book. You know, you try to do them in a way that makes sense when you have the fairy tale ones. This would be a good book for fairy tale month to have. So that is what we have done this month. So I hope you guys all have enjoyed it. So I hopefully will see you Monday. And everybody stay well, stay safe, keep your hands washed, social distance, wear a mask when you go out, and everybody have a great afternoon. I do not know who is streaming after me at this point, or who's streaming along with me, or at the same time, I mean. So thank you guys for coming. I hope you all have enjoyed the stream, and may you all have a great weekend, and hopefully we get more done next month. And I'll tell you how many books it was. 57 books, 3 PDFs, 79 pictures in total. I actually did a calculation on the Excel sheet before the stream began of how many we actually had. So that's how many books I colored in this month. That does not include the time that I have spent with diamond painting. I did not finish any diamond painting, so everybody have a wonderful afternoon. I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and be careful out there. Bye, everybody.